I think the first is already, like, we're there. But go ahead while I introduce us.
So it should be okay. All right, we're good.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Social Cafe Hangout. And tonight, Gail Gardner is going to give us another how-to with Canva. So those are always fun, and especially when Gail is the one presenting it. So welcome, Gail.
Hello there.
I'm going to go check on our peeps in the Twitter chat. And for anyone that's watching, you can join the Twitter chat by following the hashtag Social Cafe. It's just like the Social Web Cafe, but without the web in the middle, Social Cafe. And Gail, why don't you go ahead and introduce what you're going to tell us about?
Okay, so Canva, we've talked about before, but we haven't ever covered that how you can make the header images for your Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And so that's what we want to cover tonight.
Cool, that's true. And the last one, and you can find it in the same place where you're viewing this one. If you click around, you'll be on the YouTube channel. And there's another, I don't know if we did, Gail, did we do one or two? There was at least one other.
We've done a couple. It's a popular topic.
Yes, yes. And Gail demonstrates how to make basic graphics and the drag and drop and everything. And now she's specifically going to walk you through steps, which you already said, Gail. I didn't need to repeat.
All right, so you click on the Twitter chat, and of course, anybody that they probably aren't listening or they come in, if you're on the Twitter chat and you want to join the Hangout or you want to watch the Hangout, you can go to socialwebcafe.tv/green, and then look for the link to either participate or watch.
Exactly. Thank you, Gail.
All right, so I guess let's get started. All right, so here's Canva. Some of you have probably signed in and you know what it looks like. I'm already logged in. You can tell that because your name will be right there. And so what I want to talk about is the header images for social media. They tend to change, and all of them are a different size, and it's hard to keep track. And so you can either get a really great post, and I'll share a link to that, to a post I know of that has all those image sizes in it, or you can just go to Canva. They did the hard part for you. And you just scroll along here, this little bar here, slides, and there's your Facebook cover. And if you keep sliding way over here, there's your Twitter post, there's your Twitter header right there. And here's your Google Plus cover. And so if you use the Canva templates for each of these, it'll automatically be exactly the right size, and you don't have to go look up what's the dimensions and where does the little picture go. And so that's why this is so cool. And I don't know which one we want to start with. Let's look at the Twitter header, because the other cool thing that Canva does is it leaves a little space. See, there's where your logo is going to go. So here's your header. And if you were just making the image because you looked up the dimensions, you wouldn't know exactly where that square was going to cut into the big image. And so they put that in there for you, and they do that for Facebook and for Google Plus and for Twitter. There is, by the way, a LinkedIn header profile, but you can only use those if you're a paid member of LinkedIn, and there's not a template in Canva yet. And I don't know if there will be, because I don't know how many people are paid members of LinkedIn.
You know what, Gail? I did one last week, and I'm trying to remember. I actually looked at the dimensions on the LinkedIn, and one of the headers does work as far as ratio. So I need to figure out which one I use, because it works perfectly for the LinkedIn header, but I'll look that up and provide that in the summary.
Okay, sounds great. All right, so this is a template for Twitter, and you can actually see what it's going to look like. If you look here, did it switch screens already, Doug? I don't know how fast it'll switch. This is what the Twitter header looks like.
Oh wait, you're on the yeah, it did switch. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
So this is what the new style Twitter header looks like, and you have your square over here. That's one image. That's separate from the big header image. That's a separate image. Now the reason mine is kind of weird is when they first switched to this new style, there were sections that the text would overlap down here if you had anything in here, and if you were on an Android, one piece didn't work, and if you were on an iPhone, a different piece didn't work. And I don't know if all that's still true, but I would just go with Canva now. go to your design, and I mentioned that it's really cool to drag and drop. So you can upload pictures that you already have right here. And so, for example, you know that your avatar is going to go in here, and that could be your photo or it could be your logo. And you upload that separately, and it's a square image. All right, and you can make those in Canva too. But this header part is where you want to put other stuff. And some of them are easier to do than others. You can drag an image you've already uploaded over there, and it has these little spaces, and you can make it bigger. One thing to remember is if you make an image bigger, it is very likely to get fuzzy. So when you're uploading images, if you have larger sizes, it's best to upload them and make them smaller rather than upload them and make them larger. The way that you upload an image is by clicking on Uploads right here, Upload Your Own Images, this green bar, and then it'll take you to your hard drive, and you just find it on your hard drive and upload it. And then it'll be in here, and you can see I've got a bunch of images in there. Now, one thing someone asked me today was, how do you delete these? And there is a way, and I was trying to get it to do it. When you put something over here, if you don't want it, you click the trash can. So if I click on the trash can, that'll make that go away. If I click the image and click on the trash can, that one will go away. And so you can drag these over here and put them anything you want. These are images I uploaded. All right? And so you go to Uploads and click Upload. See, I'm going to go to Uploads. It's not scaling for me. Come on, scroll for me. Uploads. Oh, I see. It's because I'm not scrolled up. And click Upload Your Own Images, and then you can upload any images on your hard drive. You can also start with a background. You can either just use colors. There's a color. Or you can pick these images like this. And you notice some of them change. They start out one way and then they change. I don't know why they do that, but
I've had that.
Yeah, just so you know, that's normal. And you notice these all say free. And you can click on them and change the color. See the little dot? I can tell it I want that shape of background. Let's pick one that's got some texture to it. Okay, so there's that background, but I can click on it and say, yeah, but I want it green or light blue, or click the plus and you get this little square, and you can make it any color you want. And so every background can be changed. These backgrounds you can change after the images are on there, and it won't write over them. If you use the layouts, it'll eliminate everything you already did. So if you're going to use a layout, you got to do that first. These are layouts. And if you click on them, you can see this is the layout. It puts the image on there, and then you can double-click on the text, and that's the, help me out here, Deb, what do we call that? The font.
The font, yep.
Font, that's the size. This is the color of the text, and that's if you want to put it in the trash. The drop down, I often put things centered. This one is right justified. You can make it uppercase or uncheck it, and then it makes it lowercase. And so there's all kinds of cool stuff. So if you use the layouts, and these layouts apparently are free because they don't say $1 on them, use the layouts, then double-click on this, and then you can actually type there. So you can change this to whatever you want. And so you could say you just like balloons, but you want to put your URL on there. You can change all the text on the layout. And so you want to click on layouts. If you're going to use a layout, like I said, put it up there first, then change it. Because if you put stuff over here, your images or whatever, put your text on there and then click a layout, it's going to eliminate it.
That's not good.
I can actually show you that. So we could say the tastiest or whatever.
You know, Gail, I started to actually purchase. I have a membership with 123RF, and it's the same price. It's $1, but I go through and I picture I find textures, and I load them just like I'm uploading images.
Right.
Now they don't change in the same way as far as changing the color, but if I find something that I really like that I want to use as a backdrop, it's another way to have additional flexibility.
Right, sure. We'll actually go demonstrate that. If you have a plain background, we're just going to put just the ordinary background. Ah, I have to get rid of that first. Apparently, it's not going to let me. How do I get rid of you? There we go. All right, so first I've got to get, oh, that's interesting. It left, that's very weird. I've never seen it do that before. It changed the background to this one, but it left some of the layout stuff on there.
Maybe that's helpful if you just want the text format.
That would be interesting. I haven't ever seen it do that before. But like Deb was saying, if I go to uploads, actually I'm gonna do, this is a cheat. I want everybody to remember the word icons. Icons are mostly free. There's a whole bunch of them. So if you want to be able to put some things on your header that you're not going to have to pay for, you can go search for icons. And what Deb was saying is she uploaded a background and then she could put images on there. The reason that'll work is that you can layer them. Like you can see that image. This isn't a design, by the way. I'm not that nuts, but I'm just showing you that you can put an image and then you can put that one and you can click forward or back. So I want the horse on top, or do I want this anchor on top? Now, like I said, obviously we wouldn't actually do that, but this illustrates that you could upload an image the whole size, use it as a background, then add more stuff onto it. Then you can put text and pick one of these three sizes, and it doesn't really matter because you can change them over here. But I usually use the middle one. It's just usually the right size for doing, say, blog titles. You type your text in here. Okay. And then you can change this. You can actually drag it. Remember, you can drag and drop anything you want. That's your text. Then you can change the font. See? And then you can change the size. And then your text is in the way, so then you can move these over. And so that's what's so cool about this, is that you can, there's two things that are really cool. You can drag and drop and resize. So let's say I decided I wanted a little anchor. I can make it any size I want. I can decide I wanted a different color. And something that you may find really interesting is a lot of the images in Canva have actually two colors, and you can change the individual colors. So see, I've got black and I've got red, blue and red. If I want to change that blue one to, say, green, see how it changed? That one actually has three colors. And so you can change your colors of your backgrounds, of your images. You can drag them and stick them anywhere. You can make them on the front or the back, make them overlap or not. On the text one, I'm actually going to delete a couple of these just to get them out of the way. On the text thing, you can actually drag and drop things to put text in. So it's like a design that's got words in it, and then you double click on the words and you can change the words. And sometimes my computer, there we go, doesn't really want to do it, but you can change the words. Change the words to anything that you want. All right, and you can space it and make 2 lines or 1 line. You can center it by picking this center like that. Okay, so you can actually change these. I'm gonna delete this one, I hope. There we go. And they're all different sizes and shapes, and there's some cool stuff that you can do. Like this one's got 2 colors, and if you're not a fan of purple, you can click on the purple and change it to some other color. Change any text that you want. I just think it's so cool. You can drag them and drop them and do whatever you want. Now, something that my all-time favorite thing you can do is you can go and get, I'm going to go try to find them. I probably can't from here. No, I can't. All right. On the main page are the things you've already created. And so you can actually click on those, and for some reason it always opens in a new tab. The one I was playing with is in a new tab. This one I opened that already exists is in a new tab.
Does that bug you at all, Gail?
What?
Does that bug you at all, the new tab?
No. I open stuff in a new tab all the time, so it doesn't really bother me. But I wanted to show everybody this because...
That looks nice, by the way. That looks really nice.
Cute. Bill Harcher was doing Reddit Ask Me Anything, And so he was really busy, and he didn't have time to make an image, so I made an image for him real quick. And I just uploaded the Reddit, and I uploaded his photo, and this is one of the icons, or one of the text things. If you go to text, if you scroll down, you'll find that one somewhere in there. And so, and I changed the text to say, ask me anything. And you see how it says, today on Reddit. All right, so you can pull up an image you made some other time. And let's say today is over, which it is. I can do that. And now I can save the image again. And now I can upload it to my Twitter again. And it's accurate again. Anybody that's used a regular image editing program knows that you have to create layers, and then in order to save it, you have to delayer it, and then you can't go do this. You have to actually create the image all over again. But on Canva, you can go into an existing image, change it any way you want, and use it again. And so maybe I decided that domainer should have been capitalized. Maybe it should, I don't know. And so I could go and change that. And then, just everybody should know this, once you're happy with your image, it's the way you want it to be, all you do is click on the download. I click on download, and I tell it I want an image, not a PDF. And I click image, and it's downloading to my computer for me. Now, every once in a while, it'll hang doing this. If you make a change to your image, you have to let it kind of auto-save. So don't click download immediately, but anytime if you click download and it doesn't come in, it actually comes up now and asks you if you want to share it. And I usually don't use that, because if I wanted to share this, I'd want to put a link and a tweet and all that in there. I wouldn't want to just share the image just for the sake of just an image. But you see, if I click download, it saved it onto my hard drive. And now I can go and change it. This was an image I made specifically for Twitter. Twitter images, there's going to be some confusion because there's different sources claiming the size of a Twitter image is different. All right? It doesn't really matter what the exact size is. What matters is it's twice as wide as it is tall. So it could be 220 by 440 or 440 by 880 or any other variation like that. And so I'm only saying that because there's a lot of authority sources that are saying Twitter images are this size. Well, there's lots of sizes that will work. What only matters is that it's twice as wide as it is tall. And so I'm going to go back. Somebody said that they had trouble figuring out how to use images or what to make on the images. I just want to give you some ideas. If you're doing images for blog posts, trying to get it the right size here. For a blog post, what I use for my blog and what I use for Twitter is similar. I create my image for Twitter, which is 440 by 880 is what I use. And then I resize it to 560 wide for my blog using GIMP. I could just make it again in Canva, but you can't resize an image in Canva. So what I do is download it and then I resize it in GIMP, and I'll share the link on how to do that later. GIMP is a free program that runs on any operating system. That's very easy to use. But these are posts for blogs. These are images I made for blog posts. And you'll notice what I do is I pick out an image and then I put a title on it. And so for people that don't feel like they're artistically inclined, see, this is a big image and just the title. This one
really good.
What?
They look good.
Yeah, I like to make them colorful. You're trying to get people's attention. This post right here, actually, last time I looked, had 3,009 shares on it.
Wow.
It's off on Stumble Upon. The image helps. That it's 50 places you can share any kind of content really helps. Very popular post. And so I keep them all in here, and they're on my hard drive, so I can periodically reshare that image and pin it to my Twitter profile. I try to keep one cool image pinned to the top of my Twitter profile every day. So you can see these are usually the title of the post. Sometimes they're similar to, but not exactly the title of the post. Like this one wasn't, I don't think that's what the title was. That's just what the post is about. And so as you can see, you just want a big image that attracts attention. This is a bot image that I uploaded. But you can see just some ideas of what I did. And you asked me how do you get rid of them. That's how you get rid of them. You go to the main, you're on the home page, and you see an image that maybe I was demoing it, I think, for one of your Hangouts. Mm-hmm. You just click the 3 bars and click delete. And now that one's gone. And you can undo it if you accidentally delete one. But I'm going to delete those 2, and I'm going to delete this one because obviously those aren't images. And so sometimes, like this time, I uploaded this cool image. That is, I think this is a bot image too. I work with Julie Weishar, who's an image creator person. She does it the hard way. And so I thought that was kind of cool. I found this image and I blew it up, and then I put the title on the actual cell phone.
That's cool.
Okay, so this is a bot image, and that's something I probably found in Canva.
Oh my goodness! I just figured out what you said. I thought you said bot image as in like a little robot, Autobot, spider bot. It's like you said bot as in like purchased.
Yes, as an image that someone paid for. And so this one, I think this is cool. This is actually 2 images I found in Canva that I turned into a big arrow. And then these are 3 images from our buddy over there. That,
Da Vinci?
Okay, that's Da Vinci's images. Yeah, I asked her first and made sure these are her images too. And so this post is about how to make your sales soar. So you get the point. I wanted it to soar. Okay, so that's just some ideas for those people who wonder what do you put on the image now that you know you've got this thing to make it. This thing is an icon. This is an icon. These are all free. That's free. Everything you see in this account, except for the images I said were paid, are all free. They're in Canva, and I used them because I don't have a credit card. I don't believe in going into debt, and so I only have PayPal. So everything you see on all of these images, these are all like this one. That one is all these images are in Canva and they're free. And see how this one matched that one? So I put your brand and then I put the little message over there. So you can see there's all these different things. Now this one is about these 3 sites, so I use the site's logo. And I like that one, so you can see I used it twice. So just to give our viewers some ideas, those are all images I made. And these all work exactly the same. You can make, that's one that I was showing you that I edited, and it starts.
Can I interrupt you for just a second while you're on that screen? There's a little spot to the right of the image where you can actually duplicate it, and this is just I love what you do where you have all your images so they can inspire you on your desktop there in the dashboard. But another option, like what I do for ePodcast, is I pick out my image I'm going to use for the that particular week along with the title, and then I actually use the copy mechanism where you can copy the design so I can keep it, and then I actually go to the original and I modify that one so it's at the very top of the list, so I can go and look at, for example, Pinterest, see all the pins I've had for the last few weeks for ePodcast, and then I go and look at the Twitter, and it's like one design, and I have all of them that I've done for Twitter, and then they're similar to each other, so I've got a Pinterest version, a Twitter version, Facebook version.
That's what that's for. Usually I only bump that and then think, oops, I wish I knew how to get rid of it.
Which there's a way to get rid of it too, but
whatever it is, I'm trying to remember. 1, 2. I think you can just click delete right there.
Yeah.
I've got it zoomed up so I can see it. So I think there's a trash can right there you can click.
Yeah. But that works really well to keep so that there's only a few designs on ePodcast that go right to the one. I can do it really quickly. The only drawback to that is when you download it, you get a zip file, and so if you've done this for 12 weeks, you're going to get 12 images. And I mean, it's kind of annoying, but I just delete the 11 because I've already processed those, and then grab the one I need.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, that's a very minor drawback to the time savings that I have doing it that way.
Right. That's a cool idea. Yeah. So I haven't ever done that, but like I said, I'm going to close that one. And so I just want to impress everybody that when you go to your designs, and scroll up. I'm actually going to go, and you pick like a Facebook cover. It's just like the Twitter one. There's a square that shows you where your other image is going to go. And so they're all kind of going to the same design, where there's a big header in the background, and then there's your logo or photograph that goes on it. And by doing it in Canva, you can tell where that is. If you just look up what's the size of this image, you don't know where that is exactly. And it's hard to make it look really good without being able to actually see it.
That's so true.
This is really cool. If you're just totally not really into design, and these, especially since these are free, and you can just click on it and change the words, change it to say anything you want, and save it. Just click on download and you're done. And you don't want to put anything in here. That's just to show you where the other image is going to go. And then you just go to Facebook and upload this image, or you go to your Google Plus and you upload this image. And it's really confusing in Google Plus where you upload this. So make sure you get the right one. Make sure you get, I'm trying to remember, what, change cover right here. I wanted to make sure I showed everybody that. This image was actually made in Canva, and I left this open because I wanted to show people this. When you make your Google Plus image in Canva, you're only making this different color green size, this square right here. You're only making that part. This part, you're not changing. This image, there's two places you can change it. One is by clicking on the camera right there, and another is within settings. But this, the cover, you got to change right here where it says change cover. And this is basically something I threw together because I'm not an artistic, I'm not an image editor type of person. This is a logo he already had. This is an image I created from another logo he already had, and that's his photograph. I'm really not sure I like it like that because I'm kind of a symmetrical kind of person. But that's what I had to work with. And if you have those three images and you wanted to kind of convey that in one place, there's not a whole lot of ways that you can do that in that size space. You can't make them symmetrical, basically. But I basically just did this because I wanted you to see how you change the cover. All right? And the same thing with your Facebook. One thing that threw me for the longest time is when you're in Facebook, there's an arrow right here. I'm just signed in, I'm in the home page, and there's an arrow there, and that is where you tell it that you are using Facebook as you or as a page, right? And so I want to show you where that is. You've got to choose what you're using Facebook as, and wait for it to change, and eventually someday it'll change here. Screen sharing can make things slower. But anyway, if you are doing Facebook header pictures, you have to go to this arrow up here next to the globe where your little number that gives you messages is. And this is where you change the little picture, update profile picture. But you have to go figure out where to change this image, right? And so I just wanted people to realize, there it is, cover photo. That just let me open it. I can edit it. I mean, it's possible you can change it there. But just be aware that this is one image, this is a different image. That's true on Facebook, it's true on Twitter, it's true on Google+. And so this image, by the way, I did not make in Canva. This is all custom stuff that Julie Weischer did. But what do you think, Deb? Did I answer all your questions? Was there anything else you wanted to know?
You did. Now, one thing, you mentioned LinkedIn, and that's a good one, but also the Facebook group image is a different size from the header. So I had to like grab the header and then manipulate it in Photoshop. So I'm really hoping that eventually Canva comes out with that one because it's maybe not as popular, but it is different enough that it's funky if you don't modify it. So
you should send them a message on Twitter. They tweeted at me during our Twitter chat tonight. Canva
Talk. Excellent.
And so there's something, I'm going to send everybody this link right here for Sprout Social. This is an always up-to-date guide to social media image sizes.
Very cool.
This is a really, really cool link I will share just in a couple minutes here. And it's got all the sizes in there, but I don't know if it's got 2 sizes for Facebook.
Now,
Facebook.
the LinkedIn, I did use a Twitter header. I think that's what I used for the LinkedIn. If Canva doesn't have it, then that's what I used, was the Twitter header. It's not exact, so I lied. It's not the exact dimensions, but it's pretty close. So anyone that has a premium LinkedIn could start with a Twitter header to try to come up with an image as far as dimensions.
Right. Well, there's actually on all of the sites, there is a help file that tells you what size their images are, and I also have that information in the Blogger Resources Trello board. One thing to remember is if there is not an image here that is the size you need, that is the template you want, use custom dimensions right there, and you put in the width and height right there.
Okay, that was easier than what I said.
Right, this is how I do my Twitter images all the time. I do them 880 by 440. And so, but the templates, the advantage of the templates is it shows you where the other inset image is going to go. Which is
very helpful.
Yes, that is super helpful, because otherwise, like on this image, this image would bother me. I would want to move the text. Yeah, I would move the text over because I wouldn't want it all the way right to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And so, just so everybody knows, in case they don't know already, this is a move. The little thing that, see that little cross with the arrows on it? That is to drag something. Okay, so, and you have to make it, in order to move text, see how I'm moving the text now? You have to get rid of the box. So when the box is there, you can resize the box the text is in, or you can make it goofy here. That's what this little arrow thing means. It means rotate.
You could have someone shouting out of their profile pic.
Hmm?
Like where the profile pic is, have someone shouting and have the text going across.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could. That would be funny. All right, so yeah. So what she's saying is you could do this. And then you have to make this box go away to get the arrow thing to drag it and do that. And so if you looked in icons, there might be like a megaphone or something. You definitely want to look through icons because they're all free, and there's a whole bunch of different ones. There's a bunch of ones for the holidays. And a lot of the... I
forgot about those.
Yeah, always remember, because when you search for them, they won't necessarily... yeah, we don't really want an arrow. They won't necessarily come up. Like if I search for house, that might not come up, but if you remember to search for icons, it'll come up. And so, you know, you can look through there and see if there's something that you want. There's a lot of them, as you can see.
Nummy, there's like what, pink fork and a pink knife and a cupcake?
Yeah, and you can change the colors, remember.
Oh, that's true.
Right, so I could put something over there and then say, oh, I don't like that color, it doesn't go with what I'm doing, and I could make it any color I want, right? And so, yeah, the main things, I think we kind of help people understand that there's so much you can do, but it might be frustrating if you're not used to these things. If you want to drag something, you need to get this cross-looking thing up there. Say that drags it. And you can drag the text. And you can drag images that you put over there. All right? And you can rotate them like that. But while the box is around the image, oh, that one will let you drag it. See, I lied. In this case, it let me drag that thing with the box around it.
I think the key is to watch the cursor and what the cursor is doing, because those tools are similar to other image tools like Photoshop and some of those. If you
right, my thought, if you knew how to use Photoshop, you wouldn't need it, GIMP or Canva.
Oh,
we know how to use Photoshop, and we don't want to know how to use Photoshop. We want to do it the easy way and use Canva. And so that's what I want to, just tell people. It frustrated me. The first thing was I couldn't figure out how to resize the whole thing. I wanted to resize. Look at that. It didn't used to do that. Oh, but it doesn't really. I resized this background part, but the image is still the same size. You cannot resize an image in Canva. Whatever size you start with is the size you got. And so that frustrated me at first until I found the thing on the homepage that says use custom dimensions. And then you type in what you want. But then, like I said, you have to go and you have to resize it. And I use GIMP. I have a post that's a step-by-step how to use GIMP, which is free, to take your 880 by 440 image you made in Canva for your Twitter profile and resize it to the width that fits in your blog post. And so that's my tip. I make the Twitter size because I'm going to feature my post on Twitter and pin it to my profile, and then I resize it to fit at the top of my post.
And another option, if people wanted to, they could tweet their image and then go actually embed the tweet if they wanted to for some more graphic appeal.
Right. Well, let me show you. I'm going to go to, not tweet, I'm going to go to my profile. I think I am. Profile. And I'll show you what this looks like. In case people missed the time we were talking about this. Come on, change. Maybe it'll change. I'm trying to get to my profile. When you want to put an image in a tweet, you have to go fill in your tweet, put your link, put your hashtag, all of this on the home page, and then add the image. And I guess it's not going to show me. I could swear I had one pinned to my profile. I'll just pull up one of these. So you make the tweet, and don't make it as long as usual because the image takes some of the length of the tweet, and then you can pin it. I mean, have to. Oh, there we go. Finally. Okay. So if I had this image, you click these three dots, and you click pin to your profile page, and then it says this will replace any previously pinned tweet. Are you sure? And you click pin, and that's the last one I should have picked. But those are now. See, all of these are in our profiles. So you can just go to your home page of your profile on Twitter, pick an image, and then I can see that one is on my profile page. It says unpin. So it thinks that one's pinned right now. It's not cooperating with me. That's
okay. It's tired.
Your tweet was pinned. View now. I'm trying to view. I probably have too many things open and Hangout going on at the same. But anyway, you can take. See that one? See, now it's pinned. So now I want to put something else there because I don't want that pinned because that's not the updated version. See, it's saying unpin. That's really weird. Let's try again. Pinned. They apparently had a problem with Twitter because it's saying that was pinned, but it wasn't.
But as with everything, you toggle off, toggle on, and that cures that and restarts, reboots.
Now, see, when you pin a new image, it unpins the other one automatically.
Yep.
And so if anybody goes to my Google profile, there should be an image. There it is. Okay. And so there's the image I just repinned. So I create the image in Canva. I write the tweet on the home page, and then I put the link, and then I add the image. Does everybody know how to add images, I wonder? When you're on your home page and you're writing your tweet, you just click the camera, and that's how you attach your image. So you need to know this. If you have an image in your tweet, it is going to get, I think I've seen 200 times as much exposure and retweets. This little camera right here. You type your tweet, you put your link in, you put your hashtag in, you click the camera thing, you upload an image from your drive, and then you tweet it. After you tweet it, you click the three dots, and it has to be one you did, by the way. You cannot pin something you did not tweet. But if you tweeted it, you can click the three dots like I showed before and pin it so that you have one image pinned to the top of your Twitter. You can only have one.
Excellent. I have all kinds of ideas to add Facebook to Canva, but we'll have to wait for the next demo. We can always do 10 weeks of Canva demos.
Yeah, Canva is cool. I hope everybody tries it. If you get stuck, tweet at me at GrowMap or go to socialimplications.com and talk to me on live chat. Get a hold of me if you get stuck, and I will help you personally.
Excellent, and she will. I know Gail, she will. And by the way, Gail, thank you for turning me on to Canva. Even though I'm an Adobe Photoshop girl, I use Canva more than, oh wait, shh, don't tell Adobe, more than I use Photoshop. So thank you. And thanks all for tuning in, and catch us next week, Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central, and 6 p.m. Pacific, and other places in the world that you can go to timeanddate.com to find out. See you then. Thanks, Gail.
Bye.